Hello Virgo and welcome to your monthly forecast. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. This is for the month of October, and as always you can use this for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus. I begin each and every one of my readings with channeled information, and these messages come from dreams. So as I was tuning into the messages for your sign this morning, what I was shown in dreams was the vision of a moving van just before you were getting ready to leave, but there was like a few more items and there wasn't enough space. So as a result, it was necessary for you to be picky, to be discerning, and to inspect everything, really to decide if something was worth carrying with you or if it was just extra baggage. So things were like on the nose in dreams where I could see certain items had cobwebs or a rip or a stain. Some things even looked like they might have mold. These were easy for me to say, no, let's not take that with us. That goes into the recycling bin. And so there might be parts of your life, there might be things around you where it's sort of like served its necessary purpose and it's time to create some space. Doing so will allow you to go onward and upward, just like we see in the Judgment card here. And basically what's necessary for you to get to that next step is an internal decision. I am ready. You have to be able to think it, feel it, speak it, and then act upon it. So for you, Virgo, are you ready to let go of some things? Are you ready to take the wheel and drive? And are you ready to move to the next thing? Because it feels like all the domino pieces have been aligned, but the preparedness, the decision, and the spark is within. And that's what we're going to focus on as we look at the reading today. Once you've made that decision, then the action is self-sustaining. It's almost like rolling something down the hill. It'll kind of take care of itself here. Otherwise, there's an anchor, and that's what you have to release, okay? That leads us into the Celtic Cross. So let's turn the camera down and take a look at what this month has in store. All right, everyone, let's get started here. We're going to begin with the Catalyst card. And this month it says the waiting game. I just did a reading recently for the new moon, and patience was one of the messages that came forth. We see here that sometimes the more we focus on the timing of things, the longer it seems like it's going. I often use the analogy of like when we're little kids and we're waiting for summer vacation, or we're waiting to get to the next grade, or waiting for a holiday, or whatever it is. It feels like the time is dragging, right? And so one thing that you can do this month in particular is to focus a little less on arbitrary deadlines. And if you are having like a carrot in front of you for motivation, it should be something quicker. There should be like many sort of rewards for your work, not just one that's way down, so far away that it seems like a pinpoint. So take frequent breaks, reward yourself, and focus on the progress made, not some sort of intangible in the future. The other thing here is that everything in cosmic or divine timing. So you don't want to rush, push, or force something to happen if it's not supposed to, okay? There are other paths, there are other directions, and for many of you, if you've uprooted yourself, as we can see with this hourglass, with the roots upright, it takes a while to get planted, to feel like you're, all the dust is settled and you're comfortable with where you're at. So easy does it, one step at a time, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at the overarching Celtic Cross, see what messages are in store here for you. I always like to just take a look at the near future and the outcome to see what we're really facing here. A new opportunity and just your happiness, your emotional state of mind. Most of the cards this month are manageable here as we look in the future, but there's some change going on now, so that's what I'm going to start with. First things first is the Hermit. The Hermit has to do with your own learnings, knowledge, and basically leaning into that wisdom, knowing that, look what's going on here. Different deck, but we have the hourglass again. So this is saying time is a construct. I can choose to feel the weight of it, or I can move around it, through it, and just know that that's not necessarily something I need or want to control or give more power than it needs to have. Sometimes if you just allow yourself to say this is going to happen, things happen faster. It's when we drag our feet and think, well, I'll give you an example. It's about sometimes even achieving happiness in your life. You think to yourself, well, I'll be happier when I graduate, or I get married, or I do this, and I need this, this, and this before I can do this. You're starting to create a construct of necessary pieces when you might already have all that you need to be happy, and things could happen a lot quicker than you imagine. So trust in your instincts, trust in your wisdom, and know that the time element can basically fix itself once you're less fixated on it. The other thing, just reading this as a regular Hermit card, some of you have decided to go back to school for training. Some of you feel like you wish you were being more appreciated for your expertise. And this is what was crossing that card, which is the Tower. So if you can't get that respect, support, and recognition where you're at, then it might be time to change up the environment. The Tower is a necessary change. When it's in a crossing position, as it was in this spread, it can actually be very good. It's saying, I know, this is wisdom, so we can read this as, I know what necessary changes I need to make. Once I make the changes, I see positive movement in my life. So these three connected are actually quite good. Let's look at these, and then we'll talk a little bit more about change and how you can lean into it. All right, we have the Nine of Cups here in reversed. In the upright position, it's about celebrating, having a good time, really being in the moment. I mean, the title of this one is happiness. For some of you, this is just saying don't deny yourself happiness. If you've been working so much that you can't remember the last time you had, dinner with a friend or went to a movie or just relaxed, please give yourself adequate downtime and fun time, because this allows your heart to heal and you can appreciate all of the hard work that you're doing. To that end, it's okay to have a day that isn't the best or the worst. Most of the time in our life we spend between the extremes. And when we are between those extremes, we have a better capacity to be more neutral and to evaluate things with a clearer mind. When you're faced with disappointment or upset, which can sometimes happen with the Nine of Cups in reverse, don't make any rapid decisions. Take your time. Also, immediately after good news, same reason someone that comes into money or winnings or something like that, you should also pause, because you need a chance to sort of let the heart and the head come back to center. And really, that's the main message here, is if you're already in center, you're exactly where you need to be. If you've had a really bad or a really good moment, don't allow that to overall fog your view of opportunities on the horizon. And if you've waited too long to reward yourself, please don't do that. Moderation, everything in moderation, especially with this card reversed, that's going to create happiness, and it's a nice sustainable energy for the future. All right, let's take a look here at what's coming through in the recent past. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this is first and foremost saying it's important for you not to overextend yourself in this moment. This is particularly true with your time, possibly your energy and money, but more schedule, because we had the hourglass come through a couple of times. So make sure that your schedule is manageable. Let go of something if you need to. So Pentacles in the upright position, especially a page, it would be like, yes, I'm ready to receive. Reverse, it's saying, I don't know if I need to hold on to this anymore. In fact, maybe I'll delegate it. Maybe I'll ask for more assistance. Somehow I need to create balance. So she's reminding you that you don't have to take on the weight of the world. She's also reminding you that if you're not getting the recognition or support that you need, raise your hand, speak up. Also make a case. Pentacles is the most grounded suit on it. I mean, obviously it's Earth. So you're going to use facts and figures to back up your request. Or if something isn't good enough, you're going to push it back and say, no, because of this, this, and this. Facts will help you achieve what you need. So always keep it practical, keep it fact-based, and stay grounded and neutral. And you have a really good shot of achieving a better balance, getting what you need, and being happier in the process. You got two cards. You saw them stick together when I was pulling the spread here, and they're fantastic. This could be an invitation to be a part of something big because right underneath the surface here, we have the Ace of Swords, and on top of it, we have the Ten of Cups. So this could be an invitation for love. Someone is interested in asking you out on a date. Could be partnership, more of a sort of professional nature. A new friend that wants to invite you into a group. Either way you look at it, it looks very positive. Both cards were upright. And it seems natural. It's almost as if you look at that and the yes is attached to it, because as a yes, no, an Ace of Swords upright is a yes. So someone is either saying yes to you or you're saying yes to them. And it also says for those of you that might be applying for something, job, school, opportunity, you have a good chance of achieving that as well, okay? Beautiful message there. And I love that we got both of them just kind of confirming, because sometimes you're like, I wonder if I should. And this is already saying you created this. Maybe you even asked for it. Now is the time. Another interesting thing here, you may be fixated on an opportunity coming in. Here's the time element. We have a time element here as well. When it happens really fast. There's no time for hesitation. Not only that, we have two aces, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Both parties are probably interested. You're interested in them, they're interested in you. You might also have on your horizon two opportunities, a fork in the road where you have to make a choice, or maybe you're going to be juggling a little bit of both. And this is why I got the moving van metaphor. You've got to keep things moving, and you don't have time to hold on to things that are not helping with that forward momentum. Ace of Pentacles, things are moving in the right direction with money. If you have a project that you've been trying to see some traction or some movement on, it's happening here. There could be also just this birthing energy coming through in your life, releasing something important. Those of you that are trying to get pregnant, this is good news. Two aces, a 10 of cups. I like it. This is also indicative of pregnancy. This can be a proposal. Again, another invitation, another opportunity. So doors are opening. Yes, you've been through some stuff. This can be heavy emotions. Again, this can be frustration over not having enough. Well, we're seeing it come through. You have to speak up. You have to reach out to your network as well. You never know what will happen when you do that. You're showing up as the Queen of Wands in reverse. It's a great boss card. It's a lot of powerful, fiery energy. I think it's perfect coming through in this moment in time, because you really need to show the passion. And some of you are going to just sort of like fake it till you make it with the Queen of Wands in reverse. We also have what looks like a cheetah there, fast moving sort of energy. And you have this opportunity to show, maybe even rather than have to have this long drawn out conversation, you can just show like, I can do this. I'm making this happen. Are you on board or not? And push it forward. Oftentimes this card will come through for a project manager, a CEO, a director, a producer, anybody that's behind the scenes, or anybody that is even in front of the scenes, but they have accountability attached to their title or name. So it's boss energy for sure. Second only to King, of course, the King of Wands, but also like the Emperor and the Empress. They're all in the same category, and they all are equally as capable of making something happen. So I think this is a moment for you to not underestimate your potential and to stand up and make sure that you are getting the support, the resources, etc. that you have earned. All right, what's going on around you? More love, 10 of cups, 2 of cups. So when it comes through, folks, you know I'll read love. So it came through for you. This is a great month to deepen your existing relationships, whether romantic or platonic. It's a great time to find new relationships, again, whether romantic or platonic. And you are at a place right now where you have a really good opportunity to get people excited about something in your life, especially for those of you that are business people. So this is someone that wants to invest. This is a signature on the dotted line. These are larger groups of people. This is buzz or positive movement. It's a great time to connect with a marketing professional if you do have a business so that you can capitalize on this moment. People are taking note. They like what they see, and it could be a really exciting, moving moment for you as well. So the Tower means rapid changes. I like to remind folks, it isn't just negative. The Tower can also represent expansion, really positive news like love, marriage, birth, money, positive shifts, but they come with such speed that, kind of like that old Berlin song from the 80s, it'll take your breath away, right? So you got to catch your breath, got to plant your feet on the ground and say, this is okay. This is really good. It's unexpected, but I'm not going to allow this is like head over heels, right? So I'm not going to let myself go head over heels. I'm just going to really drink it in and kind of like get control over myself, and let's make the most of it. So if you allow yourself, you could have like a take my breath away moment, but in the best possible way. You have to be grounded. Thankfully, that's part of your sign. So I feel like you're going to be able to do that. Just be as present as possible. Great month for networking across the board, whether single, happy, retired, young or old, it doesn't matter. This is a month not to sort of spend locked up in the office or in your home or, kind of afraid to go out. This is a time to really put yourself, your best foot forward. Let's put it that way. Hopes, fears, and opportunities. 8 of Swords. This is a very different illustration. So let's talk about the illustration and the traditional meaning of it. So here we see someone controlled. We even see the word interference at the top. So one thing that you can do right now is it's sort of like you don't want anything that you don't know about. There is a little bit of a control freak energy here. And I would say releasing the need to control everything would be good. But if you feel like someone's trying to step in and impede your ability to be the boss, then of course, this is a time to step up, speak out, cut those cords. Normally, the 8 of Swords is just simply a card of not being able to see everything. So ask questions, do your research, look around. And you know what? There's always going to be new things coming through on the horizon. The best thing that you can do is try to create a backup plan, a contingency plan. And if you expect the unexpected and you're prepared for things like that, and expect also that you're going to be able to deal with everything. Why? Because you came through with the Hermit. Your wisdom is going to help your instincts and your intuition come through, and you'll find a path here. All right, let's take a look at your outcome, and we have the Queen of Cups. She's in the reverse state, but the promise of something new we can see here in the reflection. So she's happy, she's upright, things are going well, but first things first, she has to tune in and say, is this what I want or wanted or what I had imagined myself doing? And if not, now is the time that I can pivot. I can say, well, why not try this? Why not open myself up to that? Why not ask for more? It's really about keeping as open a heart and as open a mind as possible. And if you're not happy, now is a time to reflect upon a couple of things. How much longer do you want to stay on the current path? You don't have to make any changes overnight. Have you explored the options and maybe weighed the opportunities and decided this is not only good enough, but exactly what I want to do? And if you haven't, then it's time to create an action plan and really explore what makes you passionate. Whenever I advise someone in career, a lot of times it's friends and family, I just want to remind them to tune into where their heart is, because that is where the exciting movement will happen. Because when you're passionate, you're productive. When you're productive, you're able to accomplish your goals. Then you're also able to pull people in with that charisma, that passion, and also just that little bit of like magician and high priestess energy. When you're not connected like that, when you're just sort of going through the motions, it's a lot harder to make things happen. They can still happen because hard work typically pays off, but hard work plus the creativity and plus the connection on a soul level is kind of unstoppable. Yes, finally, love can come into your life right now. But practicing self-care and creating that better balance in your life, that's going to be necessary. And don't rush any relationship. Again, give it time, give it space, and enjoy the dance, if you will, okay? Let's move to the expanded forecast where we take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, beginning with the energy of health first, your mind, your body, your spirit. And in that energy here, we have the call. And what a beautiful card this is. So it says, honor the whisper of your soul. This is that wake-up call that I was talking about a little bit with the Queen of Cups. What is it every day that gets you excited about getting out into the world? What is it when you have free time, when you have a holiday or a break, that you find yourself navigating toward? This is about life purpose. It's in health because when you are living your purpose, living your truth, your body is in its most sort of synchronized and balanced space. So this is a chance to do something that really is you answering the call. The call in a traditional tarot card would be like the star card. It's authentic, it's shining brightly, it doesn't care what other people think, and it's aligned to source. The sun is another one, and the world. They're bright, they're expansive, they're big, and nobody's going to stop them. You have that power this month, but you have to believe it. If we look at this from afar, it's almost like this person. We can see her. She's very kind of like artistic here, but she's facing what looks like a star, right? So she's connecting with that source energy, becoming the star, but she has to believe it. She already has been holding it here because the lantern of the hermit is basically the star. So traditional illustration, you would see a six-pointed star in the lantern. And this is your chance to step into your own truth. Here's the hermit, just for comparison, traditional. If I go real close, you can see the star there. So that's what you've already started to understand. We see all these stars in different locations, but it's also here. So let's take a look and just see what's coming through, generally speaking, for health, where you might be feeling good, where you might be needing to focus on things. All right, I think some of you need to change the environment. The Hermit is a very closed up card. So this is spending too much time indoors, in an office, in a car, in a plane, in your house. This is more about getting out into the world. One thing that is really coming through is the networking vibe. This is a month to meet new friends, new love interests, friends and family, colleagues, definitely about connecting with others. The Hermit energy has come to a close. The bigger connections are what are knocking on the door. You're still a little bit in between the two. I also see like Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. This is a nice partnership, but what has to happen first is getting out into the world, okay? There's an increased focus on work and an increased focus here on also not feeling like you have to do it all. This is a time to ask for help or receive help. Being open to receiving compliments, assistance, money, sometimes is something that we can be challenged with. I've learned over time that when something beautiful comes your way, you say thank you so much for that. Especially when it's an opportunity. It's something that doesn't often knock twice, okay? So you've done the work in order to open this up. There may be an advantage to talking to a professional if you're feeling overwhelmed. Counselor, psychologist, friend. Nine of Cups in reverse can just be heavy emotions. Queen of Cups reverse, also heavy emotions. And it's something that you can sometimes feel stuck or trapped in those emotional states. And partnership, friendship, groups can help you through that, okay? Ultimately, there's not a lot of negative cards this month. The only thing heavy that's coming through is emotions. I think it's good. This is a good period to get everything checked out. Eight of Swords can be something under the surface. So this is a perfect time for going and getting your annual physical, getting your eyes checked, anything else that you might have a family history that you need to keep an eye on. Now is the time to be on top of that. And as I stated earlier, there needs to be just a quick look at your environment. Maybe something needs to be cleaned. Maybe there's some construction or preventative maintenance that needs to be done. And maybe it's just time to move on, move up, move out, as we talked about earlier. I did see things like, I saw mold for some of you. So if you're in an old building and you've had a history of water damage or whatever, just a good time to get some of that inspected. If not, you can disregard it. It was more of a symbol, but I did want to bring it up for those that might be living in an older house. Okay, I think that's everything with respect to health. Let's move on to wealth, your resources, your life purpose in your career. This stuff was looking really great, I have to say. I see for some of you two opportunities, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, or I see like the money and the signature here. And the next big thing for many of you comes from word of mouth, 10 of Cups and 2 of Cups. Also, for those of you looking for a new job, a new place to live, or a new group to hang out with, it's all about the experience. Do you like the people? Do you feel like you're a part of that? You need to feel like it's inclusive and it's welcoming. And I think that's going to be a key to any next big step. For those of you that are ready for a change, it can happen like that. The judgment message that I said at the beginning, it's kind of up to you to decide if and when you're ready. Once this happens, it's kind of magical and everything falls together, but it has to happen in the heart and in the head. And until it does, things may sort of like be on the pause button. And that's really it. Once you make the decision, we see 1 or 2 opportunities popping out of nowhere, basically. If you don't feel like you like where you're at, then the change also can happen a lot faster too. You just have to look beyond the present, sort of like the 4 walls around you. It might require a move or a transfer, for instance, okay? And if you're retired, it's all about the people as well. It's about spending more time with the people that you love. A new relationship could be on the horizon, especially for those of you that are newly single or single and looking, and we'll talk more about that in a few moments. That's pretty much it. It looks great to me, I have to say. Partnership, expansion, new opportunities, the ability for you to ask for something and receive it, and if not, for you to open up new doors and new paths. So all of that's good. The main thing that I'm going to sort of highlight here is, are you happy where you're at? And if not, are you ready to answer the call, honor the whisper of your soul? Because it feels like Spirit wants to help you out on that. And I'm just now getting to the Oracle card here, and it says, bring it into form. Okay, so this is very much this. So the Ace of Wands has ostensibly already happened, the spark, the genesis. So the Ace of Swords is this, bringing it into motion. And then we see right on the heels of the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, action, response, resources. So this is the big so what when we're looking at your life purpose, your money, your career this month. What are you going to do to make the next thing happen? Take your passion and make it happen, to use another 80s song. This is the time to really bring it all together. And if you can do that, I see multiple opportunities knocking. All right? So let's not drag our heels. Let's move forward. Let's go now to the next piece here. We just looked at health, wealth. Now we're going to focus a little bit on love and relationships. So we have the penguin there. It's all about authenticity. And it says, reach out to your tribe in times of need. So as you remember, you got both the 10 of Cups and also the 2 of Cups in the environment. So this is a time where people are ready and willing to answer the call, but it is up to you to make the call. It says, family gives you strength when you face the storm. So we did get friends and family, 2 and 10 of Cups. And then it says, love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. The call reminded me a lot of the star because she's right in front of a star-like symbol. The star is authentic. It is unique. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. Amen to that. And that's pretty much everything. We love the penguins. That was a great message there. They also have the ability to thrive where others cannot. So you have this sort of indelible ability to make it happen and make it work no matter what this month. Focusing now on 3 levels of relationships, those in love, looking for love, and single and happy, starting first with those in a loving relationship. It's time to shake things up. Literally, we have a Tower card here. This can represent boredom. And so this month, if you're willing to be a little bit spontaneous, we see a lot of reaction, positive reaction. You'll have some fun, they'll have some fun. So this is a month to rekindle the spark, and we can even see that here representing a spark. Now, in partnerships, these are interesting. This is a very stubborn energy, and this is a very emotional energy. And if this person needs a lot and this person's digging their heels in, it's hard for things to happen. This one just wants you to kind of like move forward, and this one needs a little bit of time, needs a little bit of love. So you're going to have to meet in the middle. There's different communication styles, different needs. This person may also have a hard time expressing themselves, where this person wears their emotions on their sleeves. So I see some differences, and the one thing that's lacking here is, we have the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like if you just open up the conversation, that would be great. I'd love to have a Page of Swords over here so we could continue the dialogue. The Eight of Swords shows me that sometimes one of the two partners or both they're trying to sweep it under the rug. So don't sweep it under the rug. Bring it out into the light of day. I see a lot of love and a lot of capacity to make this work, but there has to be a change, okay? So if you're both on board, great things await. If you're not, it gets a little messy. And some of that stuff that I was seeing in the moving van, you start to wonder, like, how much baggage are we going to carry with us to the next leg of the journey, okay? So open the door, get rid of some of the stuff, have some fun, and remind yourselves why you're in this relationship, okay? Be patient with one another. You can't expect change to happen overnight for some people. It takes time for them to move through different stages, and you might just be a little bit ahead of your partner or vice versa. So again, it's about meeting in the middle, all right? Let's see what's going on for those of you that are looking for new love. So for new love, we have an old soul coming through with the Hermit. We have because we have two queens here, so very evenly matched energy. And as I said before, some different communication styles. I'm not so sure that you're 100% ready just yet for this. I would say the latter part of the month might be better. The beginning part of the month, I think it's better to get your environment cleaned up, your resources and your schedule manageable, and then start to just sort of look at all parts of your life. Just make sure that you're ready for new things. You've got to create the space, and you have to be ready and willing to kind of take a look at your life overall and say, am I happy? Because the other person can't come in and balance that out. They should be meeting you on the same level. So you want to be sorted, happy, balanced, so that when that person comes in, they have also sorted out all of the stuff. They're also balanced. And then the two of you come together as partners, not so much teachers, because who wants a lesson plan in the relationship? So I feel like that's the main message. Can you call someone in? Yes. I actually see three options here. The Hermit, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups. I think for you, it's about being more prepared and a little clearer on what you're looking for. The way to meet someone is just to go to public events and hang out with your friends and family, and it feels like a natural conversation can come about through those organic meeting places. For those of you that are single and happy, I think this is a perfect time to be so, because you have a chance to really see some expansion when it comes to your work. I think that your personal and professional networks are also primed up for lots of new people coming in, and for many of you, just like a happy surprise, something that surpasses your expectations. There's a lot to do with self-care and also kind of creating more harmony in the home space. So take a close look at your home, your car, your office, wherever you're spending a lot of time. Clear it out, clean it out. If you want to move or go or travel somewhere, this is also a time for that kind of movement, and especially for taking care of your general emotional well-being. And that really hits all of the different levels of relationships. You have to be stable and happy before you can also pull someone else in who is in that same frequency. Okay? Let's now move on to your destiny card. We have nothing less than transformation here. So it says, change and transformation, Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Azrael, for leading me safely through this change. The card is reversed. That's okay. That shows that this is an end to stagnation. The change may happen sometimes when you're unprepared or when it in an unexpected way, but you have the guidance coming through for you. Even when you don't feel the support of your angels, your guides, your higher self, it's there all along. Slow down, tune in, and just really decide, what do I want to do? What feels right to me? Is this going to be okay? And trust in that, okay? And if you need help, this is just also a card for counsel. Reach out, as I said earlier, to people that you trust, experts in the field, and know that you're going to be able to gracefully move through the changes that are in front of you. All right, let's now expand this to take a look at Sun, Rising, Moon, and see what those messages are for you. All right, let's give the cards a shuffle and allow them to fall as they may. Sun, rising, and moon. For the sun sign, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knights, of course, show action and movement, and Pentacles, of course, rule the resources, your money, and opportunities. So we see movement and development in these areas. This is also a time where you want to be bullish or positive with respect to what's possible. So in economics, a bull market is one that's expanding, growing, roaring forward, where a bear is contracting. So you want to look at your life and say, where can I see and create movement? The bull is also getting ready to stand up for what's important. It's willing to fight for what matters and also fight for those, the energy, the resources, the recognition, as I said earlier. So this is also about showing up and continuing each and every day, showing up and moving it forward. Whether it's a few inches or a few miles, it doesn't matter. It's just about the consistency and also the positivity that we're seeing in this card, okay? Really auspicious, very positive energy here, and I feel like you can see expansion with respect to especially your resources and opportunities by month's end. Let's move now from the sun to the rising. You received the moon, and the moon is about overcoming fears. It's about really leaning into your instincts and trusting what the next step is. Things that you want to avoid this month would include gossip and also trying to be overly competitive. There's always a path in the center which leads to happiness on the moon or enlightenment. And we also see the partnership, this kind of like Piscean fish that we see at the center. Like Two of Cups is what that is reminding me of. So there is a chance to partner with someone or to receive support from someone who's right on board with you. There's always going to be naysayers here. There's always going to be someone who wants to sort of like distract you or get into your headspace. Go where the energy is, go where the support is this month, and that will lead you to better things. This is about overcoming fears and anxieties. The best way to do that is by educating yourself, ask questions. If you need answers, always speak up. And most importantly, this card does remind you of the importance of authenticity, which we saw in relationships. So if someone comes through and they're inauthentic, if they tell a lie or misrepresent themselves, this is a chance to really say, that doesn't work for me. To call it out and to move on a new path, a better path, okay? But by and large, I look at the moon as a powerful card. It's about reining in your creativity, reining in your emotions, and moving forward. There's always a path in the center, and now you have some clarity and some, hopefully some inspiration on what to do next, okay? Let's move on to the moon sign here, and we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. You do not have to do this alone. When we read this card, the title on this one, it says oppression. This person's carrying everything on the top of their crown chakra, and that can be too much. So we're actually not necessarily looking at so much like heavy lifting here, but emotional or psychological or mental energy where you just feel like that's a lot to carry. So in this case, we saw earlier that you can lean on people around you and ask for help, that you can go out and get a hug if you need to, or get some advice. You don't have to do all of this. This is also one of the suits, as you know if you watch my channel a lot, where you can delegate and release things, and you still have a lot of good cards in the lower numbers. 6 of Wands is success. 4 of Wands is partnership. 2 of Wands is clarity and vision. 3 of Wands is realizing it. So let go of some stuff. Do less, but be more effective. Be more impactful. Delegate, okay? 8 of Wands is also things moving. So take a few steps back if you need to. And when you're ready, push to the finish line, because you actually do have what it takes. At the end of the day, this card is saying, if you feel like you don't want to do it, you're so close to the finish line that I think just taking a step back, a deep breath, grounding yourself, asking for some help, all of these things will help you get to the finish line, all right? And that, my friends, is the main portion of the reading. We have one last piece, which I like, and I think many of you do too. This is a chance for you to reach out and say, Nicholas, I have one more question. So because this is general and because I'm sending it out to the masses, this is your way to meditate and for me to kind of give back to you. So think of the one last question that you have based on everything that's in front of us here. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and we'll see what Spirit has to say. Just focus on the question. Anytime you watch this, this will work for you. So let's see what the message is. time to take action. So we have the Knight of Swords here coming through saying, as a yes or no, it's yes, comma, but it's up to you to take the next step. It's up to you to lead the charge. We see what looks like an eagle here as well. So this is about getting a bird's eye view, communicating as well what you think you need to do, communicating any sort of status updates, doing the right thing, and moving the needle forward. This month, it's all about being consistent, and that consistency will pay off in the long run. All right, that brings this reading to a close. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's a few ways to show that support. First and foremost, if you're brand new, hitting subscribe is a great way to basically make sure that you don't miss any future videos. It's absolutely free, and it just keeps you in touch with what's going on the channel. You can actually control the frequency with which you receive updates by clicking the bell. If you want to get everything, click all. You can also give me a thumbs up. That is a way in real time to let me know that this has made a difference in your life, and it helps other people discover this video. If you sometimes aren't always logged into YouTube, but you're on other social media networks and you don't want to miss out, go ahead and join me. It's at Nicholas Ashbaugh, my full name with no extra characters. And this way you can get a reminder there and say, oh yeah, I'll check it out. And you can always get the exact usernames and official sort of platforms that I'm on by going to my website or my main channel page and just click about, okay? Our quick reminder, I don't give private readings. I'll never use a direct message. I think TikTok and Instagram are the worst with that. There's a lot of people that will pop up and pretend to be me. I do my best to sort of like whack-a-mole and get rid of them. But in the meantime, if anyone reaches out, just like block and report them and let me know about it, and stay safe. If you want to give back, it's always optional, and you can do it through official channels like this, super stickers, super chat, clicking that thanks button, which is a heart, and also through memberships. It all helps more than you would imagine, so thank you in advance. And remember to tune in every Monday, Thursday, and Friday for new videos, every Sunday for a live stream. Periodically, I do special events like celestial readings as well, and I always have a daily card reading as well. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being present today. From my heart to yours, I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you for choosing this channel. You have a lot of choices, and I appreciate you spending some time with me. In the comments below, leave me an hourglass. Let me know what you're working on, what you're trying to deal with when it comes to being patient, maybe where you've seen a breakthrough happen, and it's always fun for me to read that. Until next time, wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.